Hi guys, how are you today? Okay, before we get started, I have to let you know that today's video is sponsored by Shop Tagger, and here's a little message that they have for you guys. Okay, that's not working. I'll have to do it in my next video. Okay, so today is going to be, I've been asked to do this video. It's going to be a spirited conversation, and I'm going to take calls because people are asking that I take calls. But we're going to have an adult conversation. I mean, I didn't realize so many people were had such strong opinions on this. So let's talk about the backlash of Meghan Markle and Harry's interview with Oprah. It really just went crazy. There's no other word to put it. So there's all types of opinions that's going on. Meghan's father actually came out and did an interview in England. I guess it's like they're kind of Good Morning America, but it's called Good Morning Britain. Let me play this explosive interview, and then we'll get into the details.
This is actually the first time I've heard her speak in 4 years, about 4 years. The last time we spoke, we didn't speak, we actually texted each other. I was laying in a hospital bed after having a heart attack. And I had to tell them that I couldn't come to the wedding. At that point, we pretty much said goodbye. Actually, it wasn't quite saying goodbye. Harry had said to me at that point, if you had listened to me, this wouldn't have happened to you. And me laying in a hospital bed after I've had a procedure and getting a stent put here and a stent put here, felt that was kind of snotty, so I hung up on him. And that's the last conversation we ever had.
And your family got no real help in how to deal with the whirlwind that came your way.
Exactly. No one helped us. And then I saw a headline that said they recommended to Harry and Meghan that someone come and help me, someone come and take care of me. And Meghan and Harry denied that and said, don't do it. So I was left out to dry. And
listen, this is an explosive interview. He would go on later in the day onto other interviews and straight out called his daughter a manipulator. He did go on later in the interview and said that he does love his daughter, but a lot of what she said in the interview were just lies and an attempt for sympathy. This is her father. I mean, but this is the first time. It feels like he always comes out against her. He would go on in that same interview and say that about Harry, at least I didn't play naked pool or dress up like Hitler. Remember, Harry did that in the past. This is like family squabbling on worldwide. I mean, the sister would come out and also she came out also and said that the interview was full of lies. Meghan is a manipulator and doing all of this for sympathy. The father went on another station and said that the royal family is not racist. There's rumors out there that the Queen had said in the past that there's no racism in the UK. It feels like, and I'm sure when I start bringing you guys up, that the feelings are divided between different countries. It feels like in England, and I always say when I do these stories on Meghan Markle, I am not from England, so I look at things different. But it feels like over across the pond, many people don't like her. They look at this as a ploy to gain sympathy. But over here, she seems to be getting more support. We've had Black Lives Matters come out and say, the co-founder, Opal Tometi, I can't pronounce her last name, the co-founder of Black Lives Matter, said people shall no longer stand with the royal family. They feel that what Meghan experienced was pure racism. It's crazy. I guess over also in England, Piers Morgan, do you guys remember he used to be on CNN over here? He replaced Larry King. He also worked with Donald Trump on the Celebrity Apprentice. This video is going around the internet. I'm going to play it. Let me put this up. Hold on.
Grandmother, let me finish. What kind of grandmother would be so close to her grandson Harry, but then not use her power and influence as queen to protect them from the racist media coverage? What kind of grandmother will protect her own son, Prince Andrew, from the potential crime of raping a minor, but would do jack all to protect Harry and Meghan? Especially, I have no doubt that she would have heard about the suicidal thoughts and the help and support she needs. And then you sit there hammering on about how the royal institution is not racist. Are you out of your godforsaken mind?
You know, I find what you're saying about the Queen actually disgraceful. I find what you're saying, you're entitled to your opinion, Sharrell. I find, sorry, no, I'm allowed to respond to what you just said.
It's rooted, listen, you might learn something. The royal family as an institution is rooted in colonialism, white supremacy, and racism. The legacy is right there. So you're now surprised that a comment would have been made by several members of the royal family about how dark
it's not several members, actually. No, you can't spew lies. Right.
Harry and Meghan.
Are we allowed to engage in any of this?
Let me finish.
Will you not stop it?
Outrage that Harry and Meghan had the audacity to speak that truth, that you should be at the actual outrage of racism.
Right, okay. Am I allowed to respond to this? Am I allowed to respond yet?
You can respond now.
Okay, I think what you just said about the Queen is disgusting. I think it's unbelievable. You talk about the behaviour of the nation. Allow me to say what allow me to explain.
As an institution is
Right,
protected.
allow me to defend our royal family. Thank you.
You tell me.
Okay, so that's another clip that's circling around the internet. And then here's a final one I wanted to show you guys. This debate gets very heated. People have very strong opinions. Basically, this is getting out of hand. Let me play this last one and then I'll go on from there.
Program a number of times, and I understand that you've got a personal relationship with Meghan Markle, or had one, and she cut you off. She's entitled to cut you off if she wants to. Has she said anything about you since she cut you off? I don't think she has, but yet you continue to trash her.
Okay, I'm done with this.
No.
Sorry, no. Sorry.
So, do you know what? That's
You can trash me, baby, not mine.
No. I'm being.
Sorry, can't
This
do
is
this.
absolutely diabolical behaviour. I'm sorry, but Piers spouts off on a regular basis, and we all have to sit there and listen. 6:30 to 7 o'clock yesterday was incredibly hard to watch.
I mean, it's getting crazy, people. It really is.
Did you feel like
Hold on.
betrayal when you found out your father?
People have very, very strong opinions on what's going on. Also over here, President Biden came out and said that he is proud of Meghan and Harry doing the interview with Oprah because it's hard to speak your truth, and that's exactly what she did. Also her father came out and said that Meghan has psychological problems. This is crazy. I think it could be a difference of cultures or just of opinions. I mean, I personally feel that her truth is her truth. If that's what's her experience and that's how she felt, we can't take that away from her. We can't say, oh, you didn't feel that way. But also, I don't know a lot of the details that they're talking about over across the pond. It's very heated. She seems to have more sympathy in the U.S. the whole racism thing. I mean, if Harry knows that those conversations took place, I don't see him making that up because it's dividing his family. This family is torn apart. You got everybody's comments and opinions in the middle. And I don't even see them mending this situation. I mean, it's absolutely very heated. So everyone wanted to give their opinion. So let me go ahead and drop the link and we'll start talking about it in a adult way. Because sometimes when you feel strongly about something and you feel like the other side doesn't hear what you're saying, it can get heated. So we're going to keep it very calm. Hi, Perry. How are you?
Hey, what's up?
Craziness going on. How do you feel about this mess?
You know, like looking at it, it's going to be a lot of opinions on this whole thing. And when I speak, it's only my opinion, right?
Right.
You know, because nobody truly knows what really happened.
Uh-huh.
And, you know, behind, you know, it's just the only thing you know of is what people coming out saying.
Yeah.
And then you have people that's going to debate, I didn't say this, whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it feels like it's a family feud between Meghan and her family.
Yeah.
When they lash out at her. But I think it's the same with Harry. It's a family feud going on with them, within the family.
Yeah.
You know, because he'll feel like, well, I'm not being treated like Andrew was, or I'm not getting the same treatment.
Oh, wow. You're saying there's some deep wounds on both sides.
Well, no, I mean, that's what you look at it. It's like, it's coming from both sides. So when people hear all this stuff come out, damn, that's not true. This is not. But at the end of the day, it's based off feelings. You can feel something that wasn't actually true. You just felt that way.
Right.
And so I think like when Meghan was talking about her family, like her father come out on her, then the sister, she said that she haven't seen in 19 years one time, a half sister or whatever, then 10 years, or 10 years, and then 19. So basically like a couple times in about 30 years.
Yeah.
I think people form opinions of other family members.
Uh-huh.
So you got that's going on, how they're attacking her. And it could be, I mean, oftentimes if somebody's famous on one side of the family and you feel like they ain't doing nothing for you, they can attack you. You know, I'm not saying that is whether the father's telling the truth or the stepsister. I'm not sitting here saying Meghan is all right. I don't know. Yeah. But a feeling is a feeling. We truly don't know. With the Harry thing, I think that, yeah, he do love his family and want things and probably want equal respect. And he probably feel like they don't give him the respect they gave the others in his family. Mm-hmm. So when she come over there and she could think like, most people say, well, you know, she just wanted to be a princess and whatever, and she didn't know about that lifestyle. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that could be true. A lot of people don't know, you know, they ask for something and go into it, but she got the right to not like it. And she got the right to leave, you know, so.
That seems to be the American consensus. People are feeling sympathy for Meghan over here. We're like, she's thrust into a lifestyle that she wasn't born into. It could be hard. Let's hear what they're saying on the other side of the pond. Let's bring up Freddie.
And I say this too, Sharrell. I say this too. Hey, what's up, Freddie? I say this, and I think often, like, you're going to get people to say, I mean, that the queen is a person, just like our president is a person. We all human, right? But most people, either you on this side of the political aisle or the other side, just act like this person is perfect. So when somebody come at our president, if you really like the president, you might get defensive. If somebody come at the queen, they might get defensive. But we're not saying the person is a total bad person. They just human and they have flaws also, huh?
But I think it's different over there. Freddie, do you guys are from day one taught to respect the queen no matter what?
You know, I think the UK has one of the oldest royal families. I mean, in Europe, we've seen a lot of families lose their royal family, or if they do have a royal family, there's only the king, the queen, or the next heir to the throne that is really paid by the taxpayer. And of course, I think that is what helps the tourism industry in the UK, is that we do have a royal family. So yeah, I think a lot of people are good fans of the are fans of the royal family.
Can I ask you an explosive question?
Yes, of course.
What is it that you guys are seeing about Meghan that you don't like? Because we're not over there. We don't know. What are they seeing? What are they saying?
That's a good question. I think in the UK, we really don't like hypocrisy. So in my opinion, I personally thought it was a great thing that Harry was with Meghan, getting engaged to Meghan and making the royal family more inclusive, showing that, showing the possibilities for everyone. I think what people didn't like is it was sort of their preaching and then the being hypocritical. So for example, they were talking to, doing charity work and things, royal charity work about the environment. And then what do? They fly on private jets everywhere.
Oh God!
They go on yachts.
That they're phony. Meghan's phony.
Well, I think it's so people don't like that it was sort of one rule for the Sussexes and then one rule for the general public. That was the problem. And then they sort of got defensive when people were criticizing them about that.
All right, Freddie, stay on the line.
Meghan and Harry, right?
Yeah, well, yeah, Meghan and Harry, yeah.
Don't hang up, Freddie. I want everybody to come on and say their piece. And
yeah, of course.
Don't hang up. Hi, Malika. How are you?
Hey.
Long time no see. It's good.
How are you? I know. Good to see that you're feeling well and looking good.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I really am going to. You're in Qatar, so you're closer. What's your opinion on this mess?
I feel like I stood to be corrected because there was at one point where I doubted Meghan and her intentions. Mm-hmm. But after seeing that interview and being reminded of how and what Harry's mother, Diana, went through with the royal family and the tabloids themselves, we have to be mindful that, yes, it is a monarchy, but it's like a machine. It's like an industry in itself, and even the tabloids themselves, like how they talked about it was a symbiotic relationship between the royal family and the tabloids. They want to create these stories. It's just a machine. And for her and them to feel trapped in that, I really felt empathy for them. So I mean, it hurts.
Like a job that you can't go home from, like you're just at work 24/7.
Yeah, like when they say that they're trapped, I mean, when he talks about how his father was trapped, I mean, it makes sense because if we look historically, Prince Charles wanted to marry that other woman that he's now married to. I can't think of her name right now, unfortunately. But he ended up having to marry Diana because of the responsibility of that.
Let me ask you this, and I forgot to ask Freddie. I'm going to bring him back and ask. What do you feel about the racism claims?
I believe it.
Yeah,
because I feel like even though Harry didn't speak it, I feel like it was his father Charles that may have made that comment, because Charles commented on how Harry looked when he was born, saying, "Oh, he's a ginger," being a redhead rather than blonde hair and blue eye.
Okay, hang on, Malika. This backstage is filling up, and I'm going to get many people in as I can. Just
I
don't
understand.
Okay. It's so many people calling. It's crazy. Hi, Andrea. Andie. Andrea, how are you?
It's Andrea. Yeah. How are you guys?
Hey.
How do you feel about this mess?
Oh my gosh. Okay, so I'm a bit of a royal fan, so I try to follow all of the news. And since this broke, I said, well, if that's what Harry and Meghan wants, that's all very well. I mean, if they want to live out there, because what Harry said, he said, we want to live a more normal life. We want to stay away of that, blah, blah, blah. But then they moved to LA, the place with most paparazzis in the world. Like, yeah. I didn't get it. I was like, that doesn't make sense. Then I see all of these interviews that Harry is doing. He looks sad. in my opinion, he looks so sad. He looks homesick. He looks like he doesn't fit in because, of course, they are in LA. Meghan knows everyone in LA because it's her industry.
Mhm.
And also, okay, so since they said that they wanted to live a more normal life, I would say, oh, well, I mean, they're going to work. They're going to do something to earn their living, right? Because since they're not working royals, they shouldn't get money from the British pay taxers, right?
Mhm.
But then I see little things that they are doing that they try to do, like the trademarking the Sussex Duke and Duchess of Sussex for selling trinkets.
Mhm.
Like what? You can't do that. You don't own the title. It's only like borrowed by appointment of the Queen. When you die, that title is going to go to someone else. And
So
that's that.
so you agree with Freddie? They're a bit of hypocrites.
Listen, from this interview, I think there's a certain degree of truth of what they said. Do I believe that there were some racist remark or racist behavior? Absolutely. Do I believe that they were kicked to the curb and just be left without nothing? No. Because why should they get money from the British pay taxers if they're not working as royals? Why would Archie get a degree? I'm sorry, a title when they said that Archie shouldn't get a degree? They said that. They said, we don't want Archie to have a title because we want him to be a normal kid. That's fine. There are royals that doesn't have titles. Queen, Princess Anne, children, both of them, they don't have titles and they live a normal life. So I don't understand why they're so pressed. If it's because Charles will be a king one day, well, then circumstances will change, and I'm not sure, but my understanding is that in that case, Archie will get to be a prince instead with a baby girl that they are expecting because they are the grandchildren of the monarch.
Mhm.
But if why are they doing this right now when before they were okay with not having a title? Why would the crown pay for their security if they are choosing to move to another country and live their life as normal folk? Why should they pay for their security? Like, guys, Meghan is an actress. You could work. I don't know what Harry can do, but whatever.
You shouldn't get a real job if you want to live a real life. If you want to be a normal person, normal people work.
Yeah, we all work. We all work for our stuff. And
okay, very quickly because I gotta go fast. It's backstage is filled up. What do you think about? Oh, so you do believe that they did face racism, but she's also a bit of a hypocrite.
I think so, and also because when she said like, "Oh, nobody taught me how to curtsy," like Meghan, with all the respect, you were 37 years old when you were going to marry Harry. Didn't you have money, or like you are an educated woman? There's internet. Why on earth didn't you Google like basic etiquette things? You can learn that on YouTube videos. You can hire someone to teach you. If they're not giving you the resources and how to behave in front of the Queen so you don't make a fool of yourself, then why on earth didn't you do it yourself? You were an actress. You had money. Why didn't you do it by yourself? And then you don't have to put that like, oh, nobody taught me how to curtsy. Nobody knows. They are taught how to curtsy.
All right, Andrea, stay on the line. I'm going to bring you back. It's a lot of people. Hi, Simone. How are you?
Oh, hang on. Let me fix my mic. Can you guys hear me?
I do. What do you think about this
mess? Okay. Well, first off, people are saying.
So I can hear. I can't hear. Okay. Andrea, stay on the line. I'm echoing. Go ahead.
Okay.
Simone.
So first off, people are asking how people are genuinely shocked. People always knew of the royal family and them having a racist past. It's not new. It's the verification and the details from someone being on the inside is the shocking part. Also, people are asking why they aren't naming names. Y'all got to remember, this is a very powerful family who have a lot of power and a lot of hands in different things. If they had name dropped somebody, they would have put their own lives in safety. I mean, you saw in the interview how they didn't even like mention Prince Andrew a lot. They only mentioned his name in a whole conversation about Fergie and all them. If they had named any details revolving his situation, this would have been way more worse. And, you know, a lot of people aren't talking about us, especially when it regards to like Meghan's ethnicity. Yes, she's half Black, and, you know, she is white passing. We have to acknowledge that.
Yeah.
But she still endured that racism. Even though she is passing, that doesn't justify the way she was treated. And yes, she went into this naively. It's because at the time, you would think, you know, the Commonwealth would want to diversify and want to be inclusive and all that, but they still carry a lot of those values from that. And the thing about security and all that, when they cut them off, you know, financially, we knew that was going to happen. You know, Harry had Diana's inheritance. They were going to be fine. And they're considered celebrities, so they're going to get deals on deals once they landed there. To put their safety at risk and let people know their location, telling them that you don't have the palace security with them, that was endangering them.
Yeah. I agree with some of the things what you're saying, but I want to ask Freddie first. I'm sorry, I'm echoing. Freddie, what do you think about the racism thing?
I mean, racism is no joke, and it's a very serious matter. And I don't believe that they would lie about something like that, because those are the types of things that, you know, they can be found out. And I think Meghan obviously hasn't gone through racism, and she's talked about it actually before this Oprah interview. I feel that she's definitely telling the truth.
She's playing the race.
I don't think she's playing it. No, I think she's telling her side story about it. Okay. What is there echo from you?
I'm trying to fix it while you're talking. I don't know. Let me see. Oh, okay, it's coming. So say, I'm sorry, it was small. Say it again. You feel that?
I definitely feel that Meghan did receive racism. I don't think she's lying about it. From the royal family, she wouldn't have mentioned it, but I just want to know who's said it. And I think I'm looking at more the mental health aspect of it. Again, like a lot of people are saying, she's lying about the suicide as well. Again, I think that's a dangerous territory to lie about. And I think Mind Charity, who I've worked with before, have said that, you know, you can't just say that. You can't just say that someone's lying. I think my thing that I'm not keen on them is nothing to do with race or mental health. It's to do with the hypocrisy of them telling other people how to live their lives and then doing the opposite thing. And I think what other people didn't like about Meghan was how she sort of wanted to have her own agenda when she joined. So she wanted to do her own sort of charities, and she wanted to be outspoken. And it's, you know, the Queen's the patriarch. You sort of have to fall in line. And Meghan didn't have to join the royal family either. She didn't have to. That wasn't. And
but what if she loved him, and that's what she wanted to, who she wanted to spend the rest of her life with? But she's not down. What if she's not?
She didn't have to be in duty. She didn't have to do duty. The Queen gave her that option before they married, and it's very clear. And it would have been outlined to her how that works. But she was the one that said, "No, I'd like to do this. I'd like to take on duty." And I think she maybe felt that she could change and make things that she wanted to do work to her agenda, but that's not going to be the case, especially when you're not the Queen of England.
Yeah. Okay, Freddie, let me drop you for a second and rotate more people in, okay?
Yeah, cool.
Hi, Kim. How are you?
How are you? this conversation.
It's
First off, there are a lot of people.
I have to mute you, Simone. I'm having problems with Mike, okay?
Okay.
Go ahead, Ken.
So first off, I understand why people are questioning Meghan. She's an outsider coming into the royal family. However, even though she might be white passing or whatever you want to say, they knew she was biracial. They knew she had Black in her. So they already knew. They're not going to let that go. Oh, she's passing. No, because they're even asking if Archie how dark is he going to be? Come on now. Come on now. And everyone saying that, they were hypocritical in some of the things that they did. They were trying to lead the royal family into the 21st century because they've been locked in these traditions. And I understand and I can celebrate traditions. However, you have to evolve. And that you think after Princess Diana, they would have evolved from that and learned from that. If anything, they doubled down trying to suppress Meghan. And because they saw that she was building a popularity, they didn't want her to go out. They didn't want her to continue building that. They tried
You feel that they're jealous of her?
Oh, without a doubt.
Oh, wow.
Without a doubt, because they knew America, which is like the center of the world. Let's not kid ourselves. We're embracing her. They're like, oh, we're marrying into royalty. Wow, we love this. They hated that because now she's overshadowing the entire royal family. And she's Black? How dare you?
Okay. Hold on. Let me see if Simone has anything to say. Simone, then I'm going to have to drop you because it's your mic is echoing.
Okay.
What were your last words?
Okay. Well, I totally agree with what Kempire is saying. They were honestly jealous of Meghan because she was getting all this attention, and the media created a beef between her and Kate that was basically non-existent. Everyone was like, well, why did they pay attention to her? She's not the future Queen of England. And Meghan brought up the comparisons between her and Kate regarding their treatment in the press. Kate was always getting the favorable headlines. They would always come at Meghan for every little thing she does, from holding her stomach to getting like dresses or avocados for her pregnancy cravings. It's just, they attacked her with anything that she did.
Yeah, I mean, everyone's saying that the media, the British media is a lot worse than American media, even though we're bad. I'm talking about the paparazzi, not the media, and that they criticized everything she did. And somebody said something about when she brought out her baby, someone posted something, her carrying a monkey or something like this. It's kind of crazy. Yeah.
I mean, it happened to the point where they had to make a statement. The government officials had to make a statement about how racist a lot of the media coverage of Meghan was. We've never seen anything like that.
Yeah. Let me bring up Freddie. I know he's not the representative of England. Freddie, what more could the Queen have done to make the situation better?
Well, I think what people need to remember is that these people actually have aides. That the Queen is more of a forefront. These royal people are basically controlled by advisors. That's the thing. That's the key thing I think people need to understand. So what I think with what's been happening is it's these advisors that have been saying what's happening. As I've been very clear on this, no, I don't condone the racism at all. That's not right. I don't think it was in the newspaper they were saying something racist. It was more in the comments of media outlets. These people were allowing bigotry and racism. That was where the problem was. And that's something that is irresponsible of the media outlets, and the government should have been going to those media outlets and saying, look, this is absolutely not acceptable.
Go ahead, Simone.
This is to Freddie. Do you believe what Meghan said about there being holiday parties at the palace and how the palace is kind of in on everything?
What in on what?
Do you believe that they have a relationship with the media on what goes on? Goes in?
Yeah, of course they do. I mean, every celebrity and royal and things have relationships with the media. That's just how it works.
I wanted to have a great conversation with everybody, but when I bring everyone on, it's crazy. Let me see if I could. Oh yeah, it's Andrea. Oh no, it's not. This stifles the conversation. Malika, what do you have? Oh, hold on. I gotta drop. You guys stay on. There we go. Perry? Okay, we can hear everybody. Malika, what do you think about them having the relationship with the media? Is that a bad thing to do?
I think it's a very potentially dangerous thing, especially when we're talking about the lives of human beings. I mean, again, we can go back and take a look at what happened to Diana. It cost her life because they were constantly chasing her.
I would argue with the Princess Diana, and I would say that really isn't comparable to what's been happening with Meghan. The difference was Princess Diana very much courted the paparazzi. If you watch documentaries and things about her, you'll find that actually she was the one taking advantage of the media contact she had and getting them to take pictures of her on Dodi Al-Fayed's yacht in Monaco and things like that.
Well, Andrea, how do you see this situation resolving itself? Do you?
I don't think it will. I honestly think they really look, even if it was, because we know Prince Philip has been known to be racist remarks here and there. If it was Prince Philip, they wouldn't say it was him. They're not
Harry's
stupid.
been known to wear a Nazi costume.
Exactly.
Oh, you guys, I forgot. He
So
wore
he's being hypocritical as well.
Yep.
I mean, he needs to own his stuff as well, I'm afraid.
So a lot of people are
And
saying
with Meghan, actually, the other thing she did, which I thought was really bad, was she talked about victims of domestic abuse, and then she wore earrings, multi-pound earrings gifted to her by the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia after he had murdered Khashoggi, a journalist in Saudi Arabia, for speaking against the royal regime in Saudi Arabia.
A lot of people think that Meghan is ruining Harry's life, and that now he is living the life that Meghan wants him to live, and he has abandoned his family. What do you think about that, Ken?
I don't believe that at all. As he said in the interview, he said he feels like everyone that's there in the royal family are stuck. And he actually probably has freedom now to be himself, to find what he wants to do, to find the passions that he wants to pursue. I feel like if anything that we've learned from this entire situation is that the royal family is refusing to evolve. And now he's able to evolve as a person because he's not in the royal family anymore.
But what do you think about what Freddie said? They can't evolve because they're tourism for their country, and they are.
Yeah, but I think they can still evolve, and still, if anything, that would heighten the interest in the royal family. Look at them. They're adding, Black people to the family. They're doing this, they're doing that. They're more involved in social media. Look, it's time. If we've learned anything in 2020 is we have to let go of the past and move forward. They are refusing to move forward, and now it's blowing up in their face.
In your country, Freddie, what is the general consensus? Do they like Meghan or don't they?
I think a lot of people don't. I think there have even been polls that magazines have done, and Kate has come out as more popular. I think the problem is in the UK public don't like hypocrisy, and the real big issue was that Harry and Meghan were a lot more hypocritical than other royals. And Prince Andrew, who's obviously been involved with Jeffrey Epstein, people don't like him either. I mean, he gets the exact same hate as well. And if rumors are true about him, quite rightly so. So I think
people don't like her because of who she is and not because of the color of her skin? Go ahead,
No.
Andre.
I mean, the news was very positive when she moved to the UK. Loads of people were saying, "Oh, you know, that the royal family is becoming more inclusive. It's great that we're having, you know, a black person coming, being part of the royal fold and things like that." I think it was in the comments section that people were racist, but that's not something you're going to get away from. You can't get away from ignorant people. There are trolls that are childish and disgusting human beings that can do that from anywhere around the world. Just because they've moved to America, that doesn't mean they're not going to get racist comments about them. And the issue that needs to be sorted with media outlets. People need to be saying, you know, why are these comments and things allowed to be staying on? That's the problem here.
But in this interview, we saw that they not only were they experiencing racism in the media, but they were experiencing racism within the family.
Right.
Can I just say something?
Yeah.
You have to remember that the media and people, they like Kate now, but when she was Prince William's girlfriend, they called her Lady Katie. They put horrible stories about her. She was harassed as well. So, I mean, I'm not saying it's something that Meghan should have to endure, especially like that, plus the racist remarks that they were having in the media. But it's not like Kate was never attacked and Meghan was. They were both attacked.
I mean,
well,
does race play a role in the way that the media, the British media, is treating her?
Well, no, I say this. I mean, race is going to go across the board regardless what country you're in. I mean, that's just something we ain't going to change. But I'll just say this. I think when they both went into it, I think a lot of people want to say, well, Meghan, she wasn't ready for it. She didn't know what she was going into. Harry is the one that married her. Neither one of them knew what they was really getting into. They get into the family.
Harry didn't know?
Well, apparently not. No, I'm saying, no, he didn't know because he thought maybe she would be accepted in the family. I think what a lot of resentment coming from is that when she get in, and it's not the media, it's inside that royal family. I feel like she feel that she's been looked at as the
black sheep,
lowest one. Now, yeah, I'm saying it's the lowest one on the pedestal, right? And I know, but then people often would go and find things to cover up their true feelings. Like I'm telling you, Freddie, when you go and say people don't like them because they're hypocritical, right? And then I had to look at that and say, okay, you said they get some about economy, but they're driving a private plane, right? Are they the only one got a private plane? Do the Queen fly private? Do Andrew fly private?
Yeah, and he gets
no. That's my point. No, my point is, we're saying that's why people hate them the most. The whole family is probably doing the same thing, but they're gonna be looked at differently.
Can we also talk about the security differences as well? As a black woman that's entering this white family, she probably needed more security, significantly more than the rest of the royal family. So we have to also take that in play.
You make a good point, Kim, because I mean the whole thing that I would like to also point out that what affected her the most is that they made her believe that they were going to protect her, and they did not do that. They allowed the media to just attempt to obliterate her.
Was it reached out for mental health?
The consistently negative press put out about her, regardless of whether she's a hypocrite or not, that's not necessarily the issue. The fact that remains is that she felt and believed that they were going to protect her, and they did not do that.
Is it safe to say, Malika, if you feel that the Queen should have stepped in when she seen that she was, the negative press was getting just uncontrollable? What could the Queen do? You think she should have stepped in?
Not necessarily the Queen, but the institution or the firm themselves, as they called it, when they reached out to them and they refused to do nothing. I mean, again, they have a symbiotic relationship with the media. They could just say to them, look, you all need to back off.
Harry did.
Harry said that?
Yeah, Harry did. He did say that.
What kind of would he have? We're talking about the institution themselves. They're the ones that are the puppets behind the scenes, the ones that the royal family go to for help?
Here's go ahead, Kim.
We need to talk about this institution, aka the firm, aka the royal family, because it's like a deep state. That's the biggest thing that I got from this interview, is that there is something dark going on in that royal family and that entire system that even the people in the UK have no idea about.
Dark like what?
Dark, like connected to politics, connected to some, I don't know.
Shadow instance.
Well, would you say a family of secrets would be a better word?
Oh, I don't even think I would say family of secrets. I think it goes a little bit deeper than family secrets. I definitely think it goes deeper than that.
Andrea, do you think that Harry and Meghan are dividing the country? England dividing Freddie's country?
I just saw a comment in the chat where there was this, I think it was a lady, she said she was a Black person living in the UK, and she said that they were very excited when a Black person would join the family, but they got let down by her attitude and just behavior.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I don't know. I mean, I can't give my opinion honestly because I'm not from either countries. I only give my opinion as a fan of the royal.
I would have to ask, is that real or perceived based on the presentation of the media? The attitude that they're saying that she's having.
Yeah, true. That's very true.
And the other thing I think I keep seeing as well, people are saying, "Oh, she's not Black. She's passing." She was raised by a Black woman. It is not lost upon me that she knows herself as a Black woman, even if we consider her passing. She sees herself as a Black woman, and at that wedding, we knew it because it was just all out of the corners. We were like, "Whoa!" We didn't expect this Blackness to be in the wedding.
Yeah, they had the Black preacher, didn't they?
Yeah. And the gospel choir.
I mean, that's never been seen before.
Yeah.
At any royal wedding. I mean, that is the first ever.
Freddie, how long was she in public favor over there before it went south?
I think it was probably, I would say it was after they got married that the cracks started to appear with this whole sort of hypocrisy and this whole bit leaks, I think, of arguments. And obviously now there are investigations into claims that Meghan bullied staff after they got married. We were seeing a lot of reports that lots of different staff were leaving as well. And the other thing that I was surprised that Oprah didn't talk about, which is why I'm suspicious at the fact that this wasn't, I think it was a bit set up. I think Oprah might have been lying, was that they didn't really ask her anything about her family. They did. I think, we've seen that Samantha Markle's an opportunist. We know that. But I think I wanted to sort of know more, and there was also the fact that didn't she live with her father for quite some time?
Yeah.
Why did she live with her mum? We didn't get to understand or hear about that.
It's your duty as a parent to kind of just stay out of the media and support your child no matter what's going on.
Like her mother did.
Yeah, no, definitely.
I mean, what is your opinion on the dad?
The Oprah interview was actually over 3 hours, and they shared snippets of the unseen footage on CBS Good Morning. And they did talk about her relationship with her father, her relationship with her half sister. So it was there, but look, they only had like an hour and 20 minutes to fill.
Thank you for mentioning that, Kim. I was thinking the exact same thing.
I know they invited the father to the wedding. What do you think is the problem, Freddie? Because he's not in the media all the time over here. With the father and the daughter, why can't he just support his daughter?
The issue was before they got married, there were a lot of articles on him, sort of mocking him for his appearance and all this type of stuff, and saying, how can this guy be the parent of Meghan Markle and all this type of stuff. They were quite hard on him. And I think from what he's argued, is he wanted to look as if he sort of had an interest he knew about and he wanted to be there for his daughter. So he thought, well, if the media are never going to make me look and sort of going to embarrass my daughter, you know, because of me. I want to try and look good is his argument to that. And obviously
And get paid.
that backfired. But I think what he's doing is him going to the media about it, I just don't think is helping the situation at all. And, you know, has he even declared? I mean, he's probably getting paid by people like Good Morning Britain.
That is bad. Perry, do you agree?
We don't know. I think he probably is, but we don't actually know whether he is or isn't.
Well, he probably getting paid. But let me tell you this. The whole thing is this, and I'm going to go back to what you said, because you was talking about, you sort of feel like, I mean, because people are going to feel differently from different sides of it, right? The people I feel like that want to go at Meghan will say, hey, the Oprah thing was set up. How come they didn't really talk about her family and all her stuff? But go back to remember, this ain't about Meghan's family. It's not Meghan family of 8. We talking about royal family, right? Mm-hmm. Her being married to Harry, the things that happened into the royal family. If anything, they didn't go too deep. I mean, they could have went deeper into the royal family. Mm-hmm. That is where the issue is coming from. It wasn't, I mean, the news article wasn't about my half sister don't like me. Do you understand what I'm saying? It was a problem with the royal family being racist. That would be the topic, right? Mm-hmm. So I think that's the thing that she should have talked about. But people are going to try to shade it the other way to take it off the royal family. I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with the royal family, but we are all human. And for us to involve and get better as a society, the same thing happened in the United States. So it's not country bashing. We get the same issues in the United States, Freddie. But it's time to get real. Realize people as humans and stop with this other stuff that basically they got going on over there. That's what I feel. But I feel like most people are going to get offended when somebody say, oh, the royal family made a mistake, and then just act like they criticizing the whole country or whatever like that. It's not. Nobody's perfect. We have presidents that got they flaws. You feel me? And that's our royal family, I guess, if you want to just put it in that perspective.
They try to be one.
Right.
Okay, I'm going to start winding this down. So say your goodbyes now,
but
Bob.
Sharrell, I think Miss Nabila wanted to say something. She's living in England. Drop me and you can bring her up.
Okay, let me drop the link for you, Miss Nabila. Oh, yeah, she lives there. Let's have her come up. I dropped the link for you, Miss Nabila. My question to MzMalaika is, where do we go from here? Should Black Lives Matter continue to boycott? Should everyone just shut up and let this die down? What do you think we go from here? Because you said that you don't see reconciliation.
I mean, not only was it them giving an opportunity to speak their truth, but it was really, I believe, a page-turning moment, a new chapter in their lives that they are trying to announce to the world that this is what we're trying to do now for our lives and for our future. Speaking about, Meghan and Harry. So in that respect, I think that we should allow them to just move forward with their lives. I mean, why be so negative and so hating, so to speak, especially when we're talking about the British tabloids. I mean, and Piers Morgan, he's drinking heavy haterade when it comes to Meghan. I mean, he was off the hook.
We like Piers from the Celebrity Apprentice. I'm going to bring up Miss Nabila and let her add her input. Hi, Miss Nabila.
Oh, thank you for having me up. I was kind of going mad typing in the.
I didn't see it. I'm so sorry.
Honestly, because we had. Yeah, I mean, we had conversations at work this morning. Everybody was like, "Have you seen it? Have you seen it?" We were talking about it a little bit. Most of our staff at my place are Black, so they all felt like we believe her. They all said, like, unanimously, I think we all believe her. Whatever she said and she was feeling, they believe her. I mean, in Britain, it's not as bad as, somebody standing on your neck and it's visible like that. But people know there's racism here. Let's be real. It happens all the time. You can go to the corner shop and it happens. You could walk into some fancy supermarket and people would look at me funny. I mean, I can mention Waitrose or whatever they are. Some of these upper supermarkets, I've been there living in London years ago. People look and treat you different as if you're not supposed to be there. So I can imagine when she walked into that palace and they've got a line of staff ready to serve her who are majority white, right? You can imagine they were whispering behind her back. You can imagine they were undermining her decisions because Harry was the main guy. Do you get what I'm saying? So I can understand that she felt belittled, undermined, you know, racist comments behind her back, probably whispers that she's heard, you know, the things that we're hearing about them asking what color the baby is supposed to be. I mean, come on, who cares?
Let me ask you this. Do you think that she's one person behind closed doors and someone else?
Do you know what? I must say, I was the only one who said this. I think she is very calculating, I must say. I think there's something not 100% honest about this woman. But when it comes to, you know, the things that she's saying, I believe some of this has happened. But at the same time, she's playing on it, isn't she? She's an actress. Let's not forget. This woman knows how to act in front of the camera. Every word they said was very carefully calculated in that interview. So they were playing on our emotions. If you really listen to it again and watch it, you will know when she's talking about losing a baby, when she's talking about her parents. It's all, you know, to play on our feelings and make our emotions feel away. Do you understand? Because these are professional people in the background making this happen, really. This is not a normal conversation at the kitchen table where they can really speak their mind. This has been put together for them to come across a certain way. And I think they've done it, but they've divided people in the midst of it, really, because in England, half is like, they think she's lying and she's putting it on, but the other half is like waking up and thinking, hold on, yeah, she might have been treated bad, but you know, deep down, Freddie, we all know, you're British English, right? But as Black British people that live here, we all know that the institution has been known to be racist. You know, let's not lie. We know there's underlying problems there. Do you know what I mean? So for her to bring them to the forefront is probably something they didn't want, but it's a conversation that needs to be had. You know, they can't change how they've been ruling this monarchy. But I think the things that she's been saying will make them probably look at it from a different perspective. But the things will still happen in the background. I don't think anything will change.
Well, last question, and then we got to wrap this up.
Yeah.
What can Meghan do now to make the situation better? Shut up and stay out of the media?
I think so. I mean, what I think so. Just go and live your life. You've left them. Do you know what I mean? You've got, what did she say in the interview? She's got this whole production company set up. So clearly you're making money out of whatever moves you and your husband make. So keep doing your thing and run your business. You don't have to be on TV talking about this monarchy, because at the end of the day, it is a big deal talking about this institution. It's not something they're going to just let lie, are they?
Yeah, I agree. I think she's got bigger fish to fry. She's got, you know, as you said, she's got their own media company. They've got this $120 million Netflix thing, this $35 million
How much?
Spotify. They're making in America.
Money.
But we make it sound like making money is a bad thing.
It's not a bad thing at all.
It's a bad thing.
You have to admit she's riding the gravy train. You know, as she should, I suppose. As she should, some people would say. But I think she's just trying to make the most money for her and her kids at this point. And that's
based on the comments that I've seen about this whole entire story, I know her security detail alone is expensive. So for security alone and her children, look, she's gonna have to do what she has to do.
All right. I said that was my final question. I have one more. Andrea, what should the Queen do now? Just keep not making a statement to make this not so explosive.
It's just so hard because at the end of the day, it's her grandson and she loves him. I mean, in all fairness, in my opinion, she welcomed Meghan with open arms. She went with her with the private engagements, just the two of them. Allegedly, she loved Meghan because she got along with her puppy. So I don't know. Honestly. I think she's between rock and a hard space because she has to support his grandson, but also she's getting all this attack because of this interview. So I don't know. I'm sure that she will try to talk to them to tell them to lay low at least a little bit too. Well,
Someone's
thank
saying in the
you.
chat, hold on, Perry, that the Queen did respond. Have you heard that yet, Freddie? Or Miss Nabia, you guys?
Nothing yet.
No.
Nothing yet?
No,
No.
not of the
Go ahead,
live.
Nothing official yet. Anyway, no.
Okay.
I wonder
now
what her response will be.
I was going to say this because
Yeah.
I mean, we keep going back to this whole thing. People from England or people who's going to side with the royal family want to give Meghan all this power that Meghan doesn't really have. Let's keep it real. We can say Meghan is gravy training, robbing the bank, doing this. No, Meghan cannot do any of that if it wasn't Harry. Harry's doing it. Let's put it.
Oh, wow.
where's it?
Okay.
She was a D-list actress.
Because, okay, now, huh?
She was a D-list actress.
Oh, right.
She was C-list at least.
Harry was a kid that was going to leave the royal family that married a D-list actress.
See,
What I'm
Liz,
saying is,
go ahead.
what I'm saying, it don't matter what she is. People acting like she's going to make money. Is
Oh,
it
they
Harry
have
making
done a
money?
response. Sorry for interrupting. They have.
They made it. What did they say?
Yeah. I'll read it. Hold on.
She's
It
saying the
says-
palace
Breaking
made an
news.
announcement. Go
Okay.
ahead.
Oh, they're saying race. This is the headline: race allegations concerning and will be addressed, says the palace. But there's a whole. It says the whole family is saddened to learn the full extent of how challenging the last few years have been for Harry and Meghan. The issues raised, particularly that of race, are concerning. While some recollections may vary, they are taken very seriously and will be addressed by the family privately. That's what it says. And Harry, Meghan, and Archie will always be loved family members. And then it carries on, but that's the official statement. Yeah.
Kim, you are jumping
That's
out of your
breaking
seat.
news.
Yes, that's breaking news. Yeah.
I mean, everything they said, I expected for them to say. They're not going to address anything specifically.
Yeah, and again, they're going to address it professionally, aren't they? With the right words and all that crap. So, yeah.
Well, you have
What
to
we
at
need
this
to do
point.
is to do a deep dive into the institution, aka the firm. We need
Yeah.
to know
Yes.
where the money is. You know, as they always say, follow the money. We need to follow where these advisors
You know
and
how
what.
much money they
It's in
spend on that
Panama.
wedding?
It's in
That's
Panama,
taxpayers'
their money.
money. Yeah,
Is
that's
it all
taxpayers'
taxpayers' money? Because I've seen conflicting reports on that as well. It's not all
I mean,
taxpayers' money.
the wedding. You know how she said
That
they
is
got married
taxpayer
before,
money.
and then they did the big wedding. That big charade for the world is taxpayers' money. That's
And that
not.
was £32 million.
Yes.
Right.
It was worth
Yeah.
every penny.
Yes.
It was
Yeah, no,
worth
that's
every
true. I
penny.
mean, when they say they spent all the money, right? But did not. I mean, are they the only family? I mean, the only two got married in the royal family.
Yeah.
Was it other weddings?
They were the most
Okay.
expensive royal
Like,
family.
no. Whether they're more expensive, but did the taxpayer cry about the other weddings that they paid for?
Probably not. No.
I'm only gonna say.
No, you're
They
right.
had the
You're
most
right.
expensive, and they're the more different too, right? Because now that he's marrying this D+ actress, right?
Yes.
Because people
Yes.
want to go back to that, but nobody's never saying that she's marrying the lonely son who wants to find an American. You know what I'm saying? No, nobody's criticizing him for those things. I found like people were trying to find every stone they can to toss at her. She's robbing England. She's doing it. No, Harry is taking money from England.
Yeah.
I would
his
say
wedding.
that
If they want to disown Harry, do it.
weddings.
All right, guys. Unfortunately, I got to stop it here. The opinions are strong. I think we had a great spirited adult conversation. And I want to thank everyone on my panel that called in. And
Thank you for having me on. Good
Yes,
to,
Mr. Tobias, no
good
problem.
to chime in. Hey, it's always good to chime in, Perry.
And I want to also thank
one more thing.
Simone, who wanted to really get in on the conversation, but we
sorry.
couldn't hear. Yeah, what was going on? All right. Thank everyone for the super chats. You guys know you don't have to give, but you do. So I really appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. Thanks everyone in the chat for being respectful. As I said, this is a explosive conversation because people have strong feelings on it. So, but we all handled it like adults. So it was.
Can I say one last thing and we can go?
Yes.
I mean, I just say this, and it's not about England, United States, it's the world, right? I think if as adults, if we can have a serious adult conversation about race, it can only put us in a better spot.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because we got to educate ourselves by talking to others so we can understand what's going on.
Yeah,
That's
it
what I
was a
want.
good conversation. What do you guys think? It was
I
good.
think so.
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
All right, you guys. On three, let's say bye. 1, 2,
Thank
3.
you.
I would
Bye,
say
everybody.
Bye.